out for the bowl game. Stephen Mitchell was studying for a final, and Ajane was nursing a hamstring. Outside of that, seemed pretty good. Cody Temple's got a little bit of a sore back. It's not serious. The guys outside of that, I thought today we were extremely average. That's what happens when you have a few days off and you're taking finals and there's stuff going on that we have to recapture these guys. And today wasn't good enough. Today wasn't good enough for us to win. That's why you come back early and you have a bonus Monday and you prepare for 2 weeks really for a game. And so the guys understand it. I expect us to be a lot better tomorrow.
What's the timetable for recovery for Antoine? Do you think he'll be here for the spring, or are you hoping for the fall?
I don't know all that yet. He literally just got out of surgery, so he's going to be in a sling. I know this much for about 6 weeks, and then we'll go from there.
Go ahead.
And Steven is okay. Mitchell.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, I didn't get to see him today.
How important is the interior run defense against this particular opponent?
It's huge. It's critical. This is the best running back we've seen all year. Most mobile quarterback we've seen all year. They pose some really unique challenges. Armstrong is a big physical quarterback who can run, and Abdullah is a really versatile guy, and they rely on both of them to make the run game go. There's designed runs for both of them, sometimes on the same play, where the quarterback is reading Abdullah to the perimeter, and then it's a quarterback counter on the interior. So we have to be prepared for both of those guys running the football right at us.
At this point, have you guys kind of discussed what the plan would be to replace Antoine's starting lineup? Is it a matter of Cody, or is it a matter of moving one of the ends inside? Or what do you
we're just, we're in the infancy stages of game planning, so we're fortunate enough that we've got some versatile guys where Cody can play at that position, but very easily Delvon could step in there, Claude could step in there, quite honestly Leonard can play in there too. So we've got some versatile guys that we're fortunate to have that way.
Are there similarities between what Nebraska does and any of the other opponents you faced this year with a mobile quarterback?
I don't know. I mean, these guys provide a really unique brand of run game. There's a lot of runs, and there's a lot of variety of runs with the fly sweep stuff, the design quarterback runs, and then a really premier tailback who they have the traditional runs with and the perimeter runs. So there's a lot of offense to prepare for, and they do it with tempo. And then they got two really good wideouts that they love to throw the deep ball to. I mean, Kenny Bell has been a little nicked up, has been an exceptional player for him for years now. So they pose a real threat offensively and defensively, quite honestly. We haven't even touched on those guys yet.
What are your initial impressions of the defense?
Excellent front. Excellent front. They are really good up front, and they're extremely well coached in the secondary. Randy Gregory's probably, and I know we have Nate Orchard. I don't want to take anything away from Nate and some of the other pass rushers in our conference, but this guy can rush the passer. Their two defensive tackles are extremely physical, and they're very, very well coached in the secondary. I think they've only given up 12 touchdown passes all year, so we have our work cut out for us.
The kind of situation that you had today, like you're saying, where you needed to kind of recapture them. Did you anticipate that as a possibility? It might be an issue.
Sure. I think that's natural, and this isn't easy on these guys. I mean, they've been taking finals now for a week and a half, and they've been studying for finals and writing papers and all that. And we're trying to keep them kind of in tune to football as best we can, but I understand it. It's a grind mentally and emotionally on these guys. I mean, it's not easy. So when you get them back after a couple days off, you prepare for it, but you never want to accept it. And they understand it. Again, like I said, I expect us to be much better tomorrow.
Do you treat this whole 2-week process kind of like teams do with the Super Bowl, where you kind of put in all your game plan stuff this week and then just kind of fine-tune next week?
Exactly. It's exactly how we do it. So today, in our eyes, was a Monday practice, and tomorrow will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. By Saturday, kind of go accordingly. And then we'll come back next Tuesday and somewhat recreate it and fine-tune it to get ready for the game next week.
Do you feel like you're seeing a little bit of growth out of Max Brown?
I thought Max had some really good practices last week with the 6 practices that we had. He did some good stuff again today. I'm really pushing him. We're just pushing Max to not get comfortable, not accept his role, and to prepare and to practice as if he's the starter. And it's a hard thing to do as a backup 13 games into the season, but he's a really mature guy who understands it, and he pushes himself. He works just about as hard as anybody on our roster in the playbook and in his physical makeup. I mean, he works at his craft.
practicing through Christmas, do you have to think out, some things to do, to get through the holidays when you don't normally practice?
I think we've got a good formula, Dan. We're going to go, like I said, this week. We're going to give the guys a couple days to do some things next Sunday, Monday. We'll come back Tuesday, have a really good practice here, and then go down to San Diego. We'll celebrate Christmas as a team, as a family on Christmas night, but in our eyes, that's Thursday. And that's the format that we'll have for the day, outside of we're just going to be eating together and spending time together rather than on our own at our homes or dorms or apartments.
Let's do one more.
You mentioned the other day about Juju's kind of enthusiasm. What kind of effect does that have on the rest of the team when he always kind of has that energy?
Well, I think it has a really positive one. I think that I think initially guys thought, oh, he was a freshman, he was just happy to be here, and it would wear off. I think if anything, we've seen it's grown and it's gotten bigger and stronger, and it has had an effect on where other guys are willing to come out excited to practice and to play, and it's not a sometime thing, it's an all the time thing with him. And in my opinion, it's had a really positive effect on both sides of the ball, not just on the offensive side. Okay, guys.